Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about why I consider EVA foam pads, the 1-inch ones, to be almost a home gym essential. Now, unfortunately, they are not the same cost around the world, which I have found helping a number of clients build their home gyms with everything that's gone on. So in some countries, a 18 pack or even a 12 pack of these costs hundreds of dollars US. But in the United States, you can easily get packs of these for $100 or less, like 18 packs. So you have 18 of these pads. You can get that Amazon Prime, right? That's how I got mine. And I actually have some extras because I use some of this to build soundproofing for my computer inside my little sound room that I use to do these voiceovers in and to do all my Skypes in, so that my computer fans couldn't be picked up by the mic as easy. So I have them for that, so I bought a lot more. But when you look at them for home gym purposes, it's a lot you could do with these. First of all, actual flooring if you need to, okay? These things make great flooring to protect your floor. Now, obviously putting these on carpet isn't necessarily ideal because they do have a little bit of give. They're semi-hard, but they do give a little bit. But notice they don't compress so much with me on them. They can a bit when you step on them, particularly on heavy deadlifts. So while you can use them for deficit work, they can be a little squishy for some people. So I wouldn't put them over carpet, but if you have any other sort of floor that you need to protect, these things are phenomenal, right? They're phenomenal. Even if you don't need to protect the whole floor because you don't want to squat on it or anything, that's fine. They're great for deadlifting off of. Okay, they're great for deadlifting off of. What do I mean by that? Well, you can line up several of these. You can stick 4 of these side by side, connect them together, and you have an 8-foot wide deadlift platform that you can easily put your plates on, stand on everything else, so you can create your own little quick deadlift platform out of these if need be. And even if you put them on anything else, even put them on top of wood or something, this will protect your floor quite well while you deadlift on them. You can do the same thing even if you're just going to do block pulls and you wanted to stand on bare floor or stand on something else. You could put them under there and do block pulls. And again, that will protect your floor very, very effectively. Now, one of the things that I obviously use them for, which you guys see me use them for the most, is going to be for box squats. Why? Because this is a perfect scenario. And I originally got this idea by watching them at Westside. I noticed a lot of their box squatting, they just have rubber mats. And when different lifters come over there, they pull rubber mats off and throw them back on, depending upon the height that they need for people. But the problem is that rubber matting gets expensive, right? I mean, having a big pile of rubber mats, people would be shocked what horse stall mats cost. They're difficult to get, especially if you're going to have them shipped because they're heavy. This isn't heavy. It's lightweight, inexpensive, easy to acquire. Well, it lets you box squat, and it lets you set custom heights. And if you can set custom heights, that's valuable not just for yourself, but training other people, training loved ones, everything else. Because what happens with a lot of people when they're learning to squat? Well, they can't squat low. They can't learn to sit back. And this can be the same for a lot of you who are learning to box squat. Or let me put it a different way. A lot of you who think that you know how to squat still don't know how to squat. And the box squat's the best tool to learn. I've gotten clients who have 2 or 3 years of lifting experience who still don't know how to perform a squat. And having a tool like that available to them, even in their home gym, would be very, very valuable. And that would be valuable for a lot of you. Be valuable for other people that you're going to train from home. The ability to change those heights and to make very tall boxes. Right? You might have someone who can't sit back yet, even to parallel. So you have them do a box 3 or 4 inches above parallel and sit back to. And then you can gradually work the range of motion down. You can work the range of motion down as they build mobility and the ability to sit back. And then you can do the same for yourself. But because they're 1 inch thick and we can customize this inch by inch, in my case, you guys used to see me do a bunch of 12-inch boxes. You see me do these on the 13 once. But I usually was doing a 12-inch box with this. Well, in more recent times, I've gone over to the 11-inch box, which is about 3 inches below parallel for me. This is a deep box. This is a deep box for me. Because again, look at my hip position relative to my knee. Super deep box. And by doing this, I'm able to train a deeper squat, a deeper range of motion that will help me be a much, much deeper squatter and get more power out of the bottom. And what people need to remember with the box squat has the highest rate of force production of any squat. Okay, I genuinely believe at this point everyone needs to spend most of their squatting time box squatting. If I were to have a ranked novice, and if someone came to me and told me one day, hey, I want to have a 500-pound squat, and they had never trained before, I would still start them on the box squat. It works. I have plenty of lifters now who have pretty good squats who we don't even do back squats. We only back squat to a max, and we only do it when I think they can PR. We box squat all the time. That's what we do. It's the way to go. Well, these pads, again, allow you to customize your box squat depth, and it allows you to build different depths and to work different depths. Okay, that becomes very, very valuable for people who are going to do conjugate method, to where you want different lifts. You can have different maxes off of your different box heights. And 1-inch variation makes it really easy, gives you a lot to work with. They're easy to set up. It's not even as hard as stacking plates. Like, it takes you a couple minutes to stack plates. With these, you just grab the number of pads you need for your height and you drop it in your rack and you're ready to go. All right, that's all there is to it. Okay, it lets you customize that. And this, I used to use a 12-inch, now I use an 11-inch box. And you can do that yourself, and you can do different box heights. But it's also valuable when you need to train different people with different ranges of motion. You can custom tailor it to get everyone exactly where you need them. Okay, and to help people who need to build that mobility. But I will not discount the fact that it gives you guys who don't have a lot of specialty bars and chains and bands to customize your box heights for different max effort work. Which then brings us over to deadlifts, and there's some deadlifts worked in the footage above too. Block pulls, deficit pulls. Okay, this is a big deal, especially if we're going to max on a lot of different types of deadlifts. This lets us customize our heights by 1 inch. Now, usually we can stand on plates and stuff for our deficit work, but this lets us customize it a bit if we wanted to. Or you have these 1-inch ones, and then you can adjust that and throw the plate you would normally stand on there, which will disperse the weight a little bit more. But block pulls like this one right here, doing block pull off of a 1-inch block. 1-inch change in the range of motion changes the nature of the lift, changes the start position, makes it a new exercise for conjugate purposes. So for people who are going to run conjugate and we're going to max on different lifts, this gives us a different exercise. We have a 1-inch block pull, both sumo and conventional. It's 2 new lifts. We do a 2-inch block pull, either one. Again, we create new exercises this way. We have different things that we can max on. And it protects the floor very, very well. Well, what about if you also have to train someone? A lot of times what people find is that, why do people put noobs on those high handle trap bars? Because they're easy to learn. It's easy to teach them how to hip hinge on it. A lot of people, when they first start, they struggle to really always have the mobility to deadlift off the floor. And I'm not saying that's good, but what if you start training a family member, girlfriend, wife, mother, your grandmother? A lot of you have home gyms, you are going to want to train other people and loved ones. What if they don't have, because they're so out of shape, they don't have the range of motion to even deadlift correctly off the floor? Okay, you could stack pads up. You can have them pull off of a 3-inch block. Also, if they're too weak to even use the smallest plates that you have, even if you have some training plates, this allows you to customize the height. Right? You could build them a 3-inch or a 4-inch block pull, so they're only pulling from that distance. They'll be able to do a heavier weight, and they'll actually be able to get into position. Okay, this gives you a lot of training tools to work with, particularly in the era we're coming into, to where I think the personal trainer at the gym is going to die out. A lot of you who want to personal train people, you might be having to personal train people in your home studios. Okay, I think that's what we're going to see a whole lot of in the future. You'll see a whole lot of that. This is an extremely valuable tool for those purposes. When you need to train other people, novice lifters, okay, for the deadlifting, for the box squatting, the ability to manipulate the height inch by inch. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.